take a matter under advisement after it's all done, Carol, and said, see you make a decision. You were ready when you get to it, and then sitting there waiting.
All right, it's 6
days
p.m.
later.
Call this regular board meeting, August 11th, 2025 to order. Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Beal,
Here.
Trustee Bowden,
Here.
Trustee Hudson,
Here.
Trustee Richards.
Here.
Trustee Sanford,
Here.
Trustee Sluse, Trustee Sturba.
Any public comments? All right, move on to the consent agenda. We're going to approve the minutes of the July 14th, 2025 regular village board meeting. Approve the minutes of July 14th, 2025 executive session. Approve payroll accounts payable. We have two payroll periods to approve tonight. First, the payroll period ending 7/19/25, the amount of $72,192.90. Second is the payroll for period ending 8/8/2025, in the amount of $71,026.77. The accounts payable for the period ending 8/8/25 for the following amounts. There were two payments that were from the July 11th, 25 accounts payable run. Those two payments were 7/11, $978.41 and $3,242.51. They're included in the totals below. And those totals are for the general fund, $188,616.96. The building permit escrow fund is $500. Capital improvement fund, $453,031.38. The TIF number 2 fund, $66,336.08, for a total amount of $708,484.08. Approve a raffle license, a single raffle for the Manhattan American Legion Post 935 at the Will County Fair, August 20th to the 24th, 2025. Approve a special event for Kristen McNeely at 109 West Lincoln Street, August 23rd, 2025, from 3 to 11 p.m. for a birthday party. Request to close off the east entrance of the alley between Lincoln and Sumner at 2nd Street. The west entrance to remain open at 1st Street. Are there any questions from the trustees or anything removed? Okay, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion Gary, second by Jackie.
Trustee Bowden,
Yes.
Trustee Hudson,
Yes.
Trustee Richards.
Yes.
Trustee Sanford.
Yes.
On the staff and committee reports. Start with Troy.
On the Conrad Storm Sewer project, they are mostly finished, it was paved, so they need to backfill the soil by some sidewalks and curb, which they're supposed to do this week before school starts. I think they have to put back some signage too, which we try to get them to do this week, so. The Crawford MFT resurfacing project, they worked on pouring concrete today. I heard the plan is to mill the road on Friday, and then patching Monday, and then I believe they'll pave next week. I just didn't get that confirmed. Might be depending on weather.
Okay. Chief?
No report.
Very good. Bob?
Troy kind of filled you all in on what I was going to say, so that's my report.
Okay, very good. Nick?
I'm gonna send you out a
detailed report, but just a lot of work lately on code enforcement. BNF has been out several times over the last month or two. I feel like we're making progress in getting compliance on a lot of issues, which is always the goal. We've had a number of pool complaints, which many of those have been resolved or being resolved, some other weed issues and things like that, so that's all, I think, very positive. There were some that were, for a number of years, not found or not enforced, and so I had to convince some people that it is the code, and I was happy to report that a lot of those people quickly said, okay, I'm gonna get it fixed and resolved, so that's that. The mayor and I have been working on some economic development things. We've had some prospects along Route 50, Peatone, Wilmington, so we're gonna have an economic development committee, I think, next week, and so we're gonna talk about some of that we can't talk about publicly, but we're also gonna have a demonstration of a tool called Placer AI, which is a device that you can, I don't know how to say this simply, but it allows you to look at where people are coming and going. So if people are going to a particular restaurant in another community, and there's an enormous number of those, maybe we can use that data to recruit somebody to say, hey, if you do it here, you can get our people to stay here or attract from other areas. So more on that, and then we're also, the Will County Center for Economic Development, at a future meeting, we're gonna have them come and talk to the committee too, because they do a lot of work on big projects and have access to a lot of economic incentive packages or information on that, so we can share. And then just a lot of internal work, insurance renewal starting, and we're started some vehicle updates and planning for the capital improvement plan, so more to come on all of that, so thanks.
I just have a couple of comments. I'm getting together a 4th of July parade committee, hoping that we get some volunteers from the board to get on board, and then we're trying to get some community members to also help out. It's the United States 250th anniversary. We want to make this a nice parade, since we haven't had a parade in a while, but the 4th of July parade in a while. And we'd like to get that started. Also, I'm sure everybody's heard about Brandon Owens' accident, the superintendent of the schools. So I hope everybody keeps him in his prayers and he makes a quick recovery. There's no old business at this time. New business. We're going to approve a new business registration for Hope Homeschool Pod LLC at 109 West Main Street, Peatone. And we're going to welcome them here tonight. They're going to give us a little spiel on how they do their thing.
We are Hope Homeschool Pod, a learning center located here in downtown Peatone. And between the two of us teachers, we have over 30 years of teaching experience. We offer families an alternative to public school, and we're excited to be part of the Peatone community and hope to be a blessing to many families. Do you have any questions?
No?
Welcome.
Thank you.
There is a ribbon cutting for them on Wednesday with the Chamber of Commerce, and that's at 8 o'clock if anybody would like to attend. And need a motion and a second for the approval.
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Richards, second by Sandberg, sorry.
Trustee Bowden?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Item G, we're going to approve a supplemental MFT resolution to appropriate more MFT funds for the Crawford Street resurfacing project in the amount of $35,000 due to field conditions and bids coming in higher than anticipated. Nick, explain that a little bit.
So we work just for everyone's benefit, we work very closely with Robinson and Troy. Troy, jump in if I say anything incorrect or you want to add anything, but this was, we passed a resolution previously back in April with the expectation of the project being a certain level. We did coring and found that, you know, we could do a little deeper, instead of doing 2 inches, do 4 inches. So that increased the cost a little, and then we bid it out, and it came back a little higher than expected. So we have the funds to do this, and we think it's the right thing to do. But as part of this, we have to do a revised or supplemental IDOT resolution, so
Just to appropriate the use of MFT funds.
yeah, because it's okay, so.
Any questions?
Nope, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
This resolution will be 25R-14. Motion by Hudson, second by Sandberg. I'm changing their name tonight.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Bowden?
Yes.
Item J, we're going to approve an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 50, the garbage and refuse of the village code, village of Peatone relative to go back to H, approve a payout number 1, initial for Iroquois Paving Corp. in the amount of $431,031.38 for work completed on the Conrad Storm Sewer Project. Anything else you want to add on that?
So this is, again, we work with Troy and Robinson as our village engineer, but we have a contractor. This was first payment. This project was largely funded by 2 ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act grants. One was for $500,000, one was for $419,834. So the bulk of those ARPA funds are paying for this project, and this is just the first payout for the Conrad Street project. So, Troy, anything else you want to add?
That's it, covered.
Comments on that one?
It is looking really good over there, and hopefully they can wrap up. Just,
Yeah,
it seems like a little bit of stuff, actually.
I was very happy they
Before
stayed on
school.
schedule this time.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard a few comments about that they were really impressed, but we had a narrow window that we really, Troy and I said, you gotta get it done between the end of school and beginning of school, so it looks like they're gonna get it done, so.
All right, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Richards,
Second?
second by Hudson.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Bowden?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Item I, approve a payout number 6, partial to Deconstruction Incorporated in the amount of $65,328.08 for work completed on 88th Avenue and Wilmington Road, I-57 ramps project. You wanna add to that?
So this is part of just kind of complementary work to the travel center. This resulted in improvements on the I-57 ramp and Peatone, Wilmington, 80th Avenue. And so this is the 6th partial payment, a partial payment for 6. There's gonna be probably one more payment, we think.
Yeah, just to release the retention will be the last one.
So there's 50,000 still in retention, but for all practical purposes, this project's pretty much done.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is just making sure that everything's done, I's dotted, T's crossed, and really done. So.
Comments on that? Can I get a motion?
Motion?
Motion by Hudson,
Second.
second by Sandberg.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Bowden?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Jump back to J again. Approve an ordinance amending various sections of the Chapter 50, the garbage and refuse of the village code, the village of Peatone relative to the scavenger or disposal service contracting and individual elections. Nick?
Okay, so you recall at our June 9th meeting, we approved a new 5-year agreement with Homewood Disposal. They are our company of choice for garbage pickup in town. And historically, back in 2019, Homewood Disposal took over billing for the village for all the customers. So as part of our code, it requires residents to have them as their provider. There isn't an option to opt out of the garbage service. A resident can opt out for their yard waste, although I doubt very many do. And we've had some residents attempt to do that, and it's not really feasible from a financial standpoint or from a public health standpoint. And so as we looked at the code, we discovered that it could be a little more clear. So all this is doing is tweaking a little bit of the code that just says the chosen scavenger disposal service, aka Homewood, shall be the exclusive provider, and to that effect, they have to, if you're in the village, you have to pay for the service, just because that's, service is built on that, is bid on that X number of customers. And so this is a very minor tweak, but our attorneys thought it would be good to make that change and make it even more clear, so that's it.
Any questions? I need a motion.
Motion.
Trustee Richards,
Second.
second Bowden.
Trustee Bowden?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Item K, let's start a discussion regarding the new finance system. Nick, explain that.
So we are scheduled to have an AOC meeting next week also, and Anne Marie will be there for that. We didn't think we needed her here tonight. This is just more to give you a heads up that we want to start the discussion. I had a spirited discussion with one of our trustees about this. And I want to be clear, it's more than just a finance system. This is kind of like an ERP, employee resource platform, I think is what it stands for. But our system is very cheap, but it has challenges to it. We've had challenges with payroll. We've had a lot of manual processes that are required for our buildings work, and it just creates more work and I would say inefficiencies in the system. But we know that we have to explain what all the needs are and justify the cost of this. We have looked at several systems, and so we're going to start that conversation at the AOC meeting and answer questions. And if we need to come back, more than once, we will do that. But we want to make the case why this will help across the board. So I don't know if I need to go too much more on that tonight, but please come if you're interested. So
We had a meeting with Diane and Anne Marie discussing this previously, and the system crashes constantly. We lost payroll at one time, it had to get everything had to be reinstalled. System was ready, as Anne Marie puts it, ready to crash completely, and then we lose everything. So a change needs to be made, and we need to have this meeting with the AOC to try and get this figured out. Like Nick said, what we have is a very cheap system, and it's basically designed for a small business, like not to run a municipality. So can I get a motion? We need to go to a closed session. Closed session,
It's for pending litigation. Pending litigation.
item L, close regular session to go into executive session for litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of a particular public body has been filed or is pending before the court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that it is an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. And 5 ILCS 120/2C11. I guess, motion,
I'll make a motion to close regular session and go into executive session.
motion from Hudson,
Second.
second from Sandberg. There will be no action after this meeting.
I do have something to add. It's to all you trustees. If anyone is open to this idea, I am open to this. I want to go and visit police and public works facilities again. I took a tour of public works about 1.5 years ago, but I've not done anything with the police, and I want to see their conditions, so I can stay up to date, so we can stay up to date and see what they're dealing with. So I just want to put that out there. If anyone's willing to do this, let's do this. Stacy, anything?
Are all in favor to go into closed session?
We got a roll call is required.
Roll call, Carol. Trustee Bowden?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Okay. Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Sorry guys, I thought we were closing it afterwards. So I was
No,
like,
we-
okay.
You have to still do that.
Gotcha.